Hello, my name's Scott Perry. I'm a professional magician and this is a magic review.
It's a kind of magic.
Today we're looking at iBalance Plus by Mark Elsdon. The too long didn't read TLDR on this is it's fairly inexpensive. It's quite universal at this point in terms of all of the different phones and devices that you can use. It does what it says on the trailer. So if you have been thinking about buying this, just buy it. You probably won't be disappointed. It does what it says it does. And it's a pretty good price for that as well. But if you want to know a little bit more about iBalance Plus, then continue watching. First, we will talk about what is it. iBalance Plus, I'm not able to actually show you it right now because I record on my phone and this uses phones for the most part, but we'll get into that later. So I'll put a little bit of footage up on the screen right now. It basically allows you to balance either your phone or a spectator's phone on the tips of your fingers. You can turn it around. You can, hold it on one finger rather than all of your fingers. It looks pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. It's an interesting thing to look at, and it's interesting. So that's what iBalance Plus is. And this particular version, because there have been other versions of iBalance and various balancing products. So iBalance Plus has two different gimmicks with it. One allows you to balance Apple products, and the other allows you to balance Android products. And I think that pretty much sums up what iBalance Plus is. That also transitions us slightly into what do you get with iBalance Plus. Like I said, you get two different gimmicks. They're very small, they're very easy to hide. They are going to last forever. The only difference is if technology changes, which it probably won't in the next 5 years, if I'm honest, with the gimmicks that you get in this, you are safe for many years to come. Until that happens in 5, 10, 20 years, then you're safe to use this and you won't have to buy a balance, iBalance Plus version 2, that kind of thing. So that's what you get. It comes in this little box. This little box is actually quite handy for storing the gimmicks, and then on the inside flap you get the link to a downloadable video instructions where you're taken through everything you need to know about iBalance Plus, fixing it, routining, everything. The instructions is really good. And the fact that it's downloadable is also a bonus. How easy is iBalance Plus? Really easy, really easy. There's very little you need to do. Like I say, you can use it with pretty much any phone on the market. You can also, they take you through this in the instructions as well. You can also use it with things like tablets. There are limits to how large the tablet can be, but something like an iPad mini or an equivalent version of something of that size and weight, you can definitely balance that as well. So yes, that's how easy it is. It's very easy. The only difficult thing I think about it is getting the gimmicks into play. That can be a little bit fiddly, but if you have it ready to go and then you walk up to people, then it's perfectly easy to clean up and get into position as well. Reset time for iBalance Plus is pretty much instant. If you wanted to repeat it over and over and over, you can. The only thing is you need to be aware of whose phone you're using. So like I said in the beginning of the review, you get two gimmicks. One is for Android phones and one is for Apple phones. And that means that if you take an Apple phone from someone and you have the Android gimmick, you will not be able to do it. So the reset time is based on that. It is an instant reset, providing you have the correct gimmick for the correct device. The angles are also pretty good on iBalance Plus. You wouldn't want anyone looking directly up from below you, but for the most part, anyone can be 180 degrees. You can also have people looking over like one of your shoulders, the other shoulder perhaps not. But yeah, you have a good 180 degrees to work from. If people are looking over the bad shoulder that you're working with, then you can always bring the phone or the device a little bit closer to your body. But yeah, you can flash it. You can hold it up in the air for a couple of seconds. The angles are very good on it. You do need to be careful about light. So this doesn't use any kind of thread, invisible thread, anything like that, but light is an issue with the gimmicks that you do get. Be cautious of that, but overall the angles are very, very good with iBalance Plus. Pocket space is just as good as every other point in this review. The pocket space is actually maybe a little bit of a negative because the gimmicks are very, very small. And you know, if you're not careful, you'll lose them. So my issue with pocket space is that as fantastic as it is, and as fantastic as this can be an everyday carry, and you could perhaps keep them in your wallet, you could, you know, put, I don't know, have some kind of little holder on your, like a pocket on your keychain for your house keys or car keys or something like that, then that's great. That's fantastic. It takes up almost no space at all. But that's the negative about it. The fact that you can lose them easily. They can be a little bit fiddly because they are so small to get into position ready to perform. But you know, a little bit of practice and that shouldn't be too much of an issue. If you drop them when you are out in the street, or you know, if they fell out of your pocket, you might not be able to see them to pick them up. They are very small gimmicks, but you know, just take care of them. Like anything in life, if you're spending a healthy amount of money, which by the way, this is about £30 if I didn't mention it before. If you're spending that kind of money on a magic trick, take care of it. You know, make sure that it lives in its place. Make sure that you take care of it. Make sure that you don't just leave it anywhere, and you should be okay. But for the most part, pocket space is nothing. It doesn't even take up a pocket. It takes up less than a pocket. So you get +1 pockets because it takes up negative pocket space. My final thoughts on iBalance Plus is that it's a really good trick. It does what it promises. It does what it promises really well. The instructions are really clear and really thorough. My only concern with this is that you probably don't want to be buying this as a standalone trick. So iBalance Plus I see as any other levitation like this, or not levitation but balance, any balance that's similar to this. I think that it's a bridging trick. So don't expect to do this and blow people's minds. It's really interesting to do, you know, for your friends. It's you know, whether that be at school, whether it be if you're an adult at a pub or a bar or at dinner, at something like that, or you have friends over. You can also just do it, you know, if you're out in a cafe, and this is something that I frequently do. I'll be out in a cafe just working. I'll have my laptop or have a diary or have something that I'm working on, just quietly with a coffee. And you know, you could just have your phone balancing on one finger while you're reading a book or while you're shuffling a pack of cards, and generate a little bit of interest and perhaps get someone talking to you, and then show them a trick and then give them a business card, or say, hey, follow me on this Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is you may be doing with your magic. So I think it's great for that, you know, to capture people's attention, but I don't see it as a standalone trick. This isn't going to blow minds. You know, I've performed it to various people so far. Obviously, that's been somewhat limited to the pandemic, but events are starting to continue, and I am starting to work more. So the more I test it, I guess the more I'll figure that out. But yes, my final thoughts are it's really good. It does what it says. If you like the looks of the trailer, then just buy it. But don't expect to be blowing people's minds with this one. That's the review for iBalance Plus by Mark Elsdon. I hope it was useful. I hope it was helpful. Like all of my videos, please do feel free to leave a comment below, and I will see you in the next review.